Today, I am sharing my opinion of what will be your biggest revenue growth strategy in 2026. And it is definitely not what you think. Welcome, friends, to the Best Damn Coach podcast. Welcome to new friends. You might be just tuning into this podcast for the first time. Maybe you're a new listener. I am so excited you're here. You're kicking off 2026 with me. Today's episode is going to be super impactful for you. And to our old listeners, Happy New Year. I am so pumped you're here. And the first episode of the year, I brought the hype. I brought you the energy. I brought the reminder of what it takes to go beyond the strategy-ish stuff to really take action and move the needle in your business. And so today, though, I'm actually going to bring you totally behind the scenes, and I'm going to be shining a light on like Amanda's crystal ball, and I'm going to be sharing the key to your revenue growth in 2026. And it's not what you think it is. You might think I'm gonna give you all of this like salesy stuff and what to do on sales calls and how to talk to your people and how to host a workshop. And yes, all of those things are really important, but it's not actually what I'm going to talk about today. I think there are a few key factors that you might be overlooking that are going to support your growth this year. So I always kind of talk about like these three levers you can pull in business. One is you can totally go out there. If you wanted to make more money, really, you could do a couple things. You could just take your prices up. We all know that's not that easy because there's all this like money stuff that comes up when you start to do that. And for many of you, that's actually something that is in store for you in 2026. And this is your permission slip to go ahead and do that because it does so much goodness in your business if it's the right move and it feels within integrity for you and it just feels like it's time. There's also two other places you can make more money. You can add more leads. You can bring more new people in. But actually, what I want to talk about is the other way you can make money in your business, which is you can 100% increase the conversions of the people that already exist inside of your world. And so when it comes to thinking about, for me, where I'm going to be spending time, my crystal ball in this episode is actually around client service, client experience. And this is a significant, or I should say, this is a place where we are putting a significant amount of energy. And I don't mean to like beat this over the head. I just think it's something that I need you to think about is the industry is saturated. There's noise in the online education space. There's lots of coaches doing what each of us do. And so what we really need to think about is how do we elevate above that? How do we show like we are who we say we are? And how do we get the people that are already enjoying our services to continue to enjoy them more? And so I'm going to break down the three kind of areas that we are focusing in my company on in 2026, specifically a large amount of time in the first 90 days of the year. This is our full project focus as we ramp up for our live event in April, which we're also spending more time on tangible results and the client experience on that. So if you haven't grabbed your spot to BDC Live, it's April 13th and 14th here in Phoenix. I'll drop the link to come join us. And we actually had a 2-hour brainstorming session a few weeks before I'm recording this episode that was just about client success. And one of the things that I did was I went to good old AI, my friend Claude, and I just said, hey, we do a really good job, just as a metric, by the way. Currently, our renewal rate for our first year students into second year inside the BDC is over 80%. But I want to make it better. I want to get to 85 to 88%. And so I asked Claude to go out and search some of the service-based companies that have high renewal and retention. And actually the number one company to come up was Peloton, which has over a 90%. And so then I studied Peloton, and what's awesome about Peloton that I can learn in my business, and some things that came up are Peloton's community is amazing. But what I love is their instructors are amazing. They get you results. They push you. They challenge you. They don't let you coast. But also there's a lot of wins and like surprise and delight and milestones and high fives. There's just so many cool things in there. And I was like, okay, how do we do more of this in our business? So I'm going to actually tell you a lot about what we do behind the scenes here. And if you're not a part of the BDC, this might be the episode where you're like, I don't want to miss out on that, because I promise when I have conversations with other community leaders that are coaching coaches, they are definitely not having as much fun as us, but they're definitely not enjoying the process as much, rewarding our students and also lifting up students that maybe are struggling and elevating students that are performing. And as a classroom educator, this was something that I was always thinking about is no two students in my classroom are performing the same. And it's my job to take every single student to their next level. And that takes differentiation, which is that term that is often used in education. And so I've been really picking my brain and encouraging my team to share ideas around what this could look like for us. And so part one, or the element that I really want you to focus on, which I teach inside of all of my programs, but I would say we really, really highlight, is inside the Framework Builder Lab. Because coaching is really an intangible service. And so people don't hold your transformation in their hands, right? And so they can't try it on, they can't wear it. So we then have to turn it into a tangible thing. And so what they're looking for from you is evidence of this, both in the language, but also physical evidence of people that have gone before you and are looking for this. So they're looking for the tangible results to show them what's even possible, to give them hope, for them to see other people and be like, oh, like that's me, right? And so what we're trying to do is make sure that when we are looking at proof, that we are making sure that we have tangible measurements of the things that we're doing. And so every lesson I design and teach to the BDC or inside the FBL or SBO is built on a tangible result. I don't just want my clients to feel better, have more purpose, feel confident. I need to know what's the tangible thing that I can give them so that they have those things. And so number one, if you're not doing this in your business, I would really encourage you, to become a student in the FBL, because I will tell you that every single one of my students that comes through the FBL is so clear on the results they provide, can put them into tangible measures, can measure their client's success. And so therefore, what's happening is their clients are getting better results. This is, I think, the foundation of the industry standard without having to go get another certification, which I don't think you need. You're already brilliant. You already know how to create transformation. We're tightening it up and we're measuring it and creating a consistent flow so that maybe someday you can scale this business. You can do a group offering, a hybrid offering, and you can't do that if you don't know how to measure the tangible results. So this is number one, and an area that I believe is critical for you to make sure that you are spending time. And so what I am doing from those tangible results, kind of part two of this, is I am really thinking about how can I put more evidence of these tangible results my clients are getting out into the world. And so this is just sheer honesty. I'm going to link to all of these things so that you can go take a peek at them. I hope they inspire you, but I also hope that you see what's possible and you come into my world so that I can help you get these results too. But one thing we've done is for all of our programs, we have created a testimonials page. And specifically, we've gone out and we interview our students and create a video testimonial so that you can hear through their mouth, through their words, through their language, the results of what they have experienced by being inside the Best Damn Coach or Framework Builder Lab. It's not just like, Amanda's great, she's awesome, which I think is a part of the mentorship space. And also, you should see their results, that they came to me with a couple clients and now have consistent clients, that they came to me and have increased their pricing by $2,000, that they, got a 20x investment after they invested in the BDC, that they left their 9 to 5. And I want you to hear it through their words. The other thing that we've included on this page are screenshots upon screenshots of examples of what's possible. So they've sent me messages through DMs or through Voxer or in our Facebook group or in our chats. And I pull those. I don't take their words. I mean, we also have formal quotes as well that people have shared or they've said on calls, but you can see revenue screenshots or just random, informal, unsolicited messages that they've sent. And we have those on our pages as well. I believe that informal, unsolicited testimonials are the best examples of what you can do as a coach because I didn't go out and ask for them. They gave them to me. So it's basically, imagine these pages of just proof over proof. And I do think that quantity and quality matter, but we are really seeking quantity in these. And it's a constant stream of proof that our programs and our coaching are effective. And again, we'll link to these below. The other thing that I actually created, which is brand new, is a complete case study document. So I chose 15 students in the BDC. This is for our signature program, Best Damn Coach. And I basically laid out their before, what they did, their now, and not just one success story, but 15 kind of different success stories. Because one thing that really irks me is knowing that most coaches are putting like complete highlights, like their biggest revenue earners, which I think are important. But I also think that sometimes it creates this misconception that if you don't land success and make six figures in 60 days, then that is not acceptable. And that is not what happens. There are plenty of examples of students and who are moving at different speeds, who have different success stories, and who are also defining success differently. I have some that have left that wanted to make six figures in the year. I have some that were like, I just want to pay my mortgage. I have some that are like, I came here with 2 clients. I want a consistent roster of 10 clients. I have so many different examples. And so we built out this robust case study that gives a very quick snapshot of each woman and also, again, embed some of those informal testimonials that they've shared with me on their journey. For me, I built this document to show you that, like, no matter where you are, there's a path forward here, and I'm going to get you there. And then what we've done inside the Framework Builder Lab is we've begun to build out a gallery. So what I love about the FBL is I'm kind of like watching their frameworks come together in this real-time experience. I'm inviting them to trust the process. And it's so freaking cool by the end when people are having these aha moments, their visuals for their framework and their titles come together. I thought, oh my gosh, I just want this gallery walkthrough of what it could be with the coach's name, the framework they created, a link to their socials. So it doubles as a gallery, but also an opportunity for networking and connection. And it shows examples when you're thinking, man, can I really create a framework? Is that for me? And you get to see all these amazing people who are doing it. Then that is the best. So for me, it makes this like the invisible thing visible, and it makes the intangible tangible. And I'm not just talking about it. It's like, it's show and tell, right? So I think that this is a really important part of your business too, to whatever degree that is. Maybe you're listening and you've never collected testimonials, then this is your sign that this should be a high priority in 2026. Or maybe this is an example, this is a place where you're thinking, man, I love Amanda's examples. I'm going to pull that in and I'm going to magnify that and pull it in and use it as an example for me too. So I think that there are different levels here, but the idea being, if I can take it from text to audio to visual to show proof, then it builds the trust and rapport faster, right? Because what we're really doing, or what most people are wondering, or what the greatest objection to selling your services are, is like, hey, am I really going to get those results? And you can say, hey, here is a plethora of them. If I'm on a sales call, I can be like, hey, let me just show you all the things that are possible here. Okay. And the final piece where we're spending our energy is actually the client experience. Here's something I know about my own experience are some of my greatest experiences as a mentor as a mentee being coached by someone else were for sure the results that they provided me, but it's also how they made me feel, how I felt in their program, the level of delivery they gave me. My top mentor, when I got into their program, I was just like, wow, I learned so much about how I wanted to continue to up-level my service. My worst experience that I knew I would never do again, and I would never send somebody to this program, is because they made me feel like trash. And they basically just turned off comments and didn't answer my questions and took away things that were promised. And so it taught me that I would never want to have a client that feels this way. And so I think the client experience is kind of the underrated revenue driver, because I want to take my renewal rates from 80 to 88% in 2026. And if you've never thought about this, think about if you're getting results and you're making your person feel awesome, absolutely, there's a next step they can take with you. Their goals may continually be refined. They want that accountability, that proximity. So when somebody has an incredible experience working with you, they don't just renew, like they also become your sales team. They go out, they talk about you in rooms when you're not there, and they refer constantly. And so I think you might be focusing all your energy in the new leads, but I don't want you to forget that the client experience matters. And so for us, what are we focusing on? The onboarding excellence piece. So what we were seeing was that it kind of feels like a fire hose sometimes in the beginning parts of our system. And so there's a couple things we're doing. My OBM or client success manager now offers everyone who comes into the group like a short onboarding call, goes over the platform with them, make sure they're plugged in, because we know when people get plugged in quickly to calls, their success rate. So that's a number one marker of success is getting plugged into the calls. And so then they feel very welcomed. I don't want to give too many surprises, but I definitely send a gift, a surprise and delight gift that really influences the identity that I'm asking for them to embody as they grow with me. And I think if someone feels supported from day one, they show up differently and they engage more. They implement faster, they get better results, and better results for me mean more proof and evidence to go back to the top of how this conversation started. So I just want you to think about, are your clients coming in and they're like, do this, here's all the stuff. How could you simplify that process? How could it feel better? Do you need to just pull out a specific call? Can you send a video? Can you break long pieces into shorter pieces? The next thing we're doing is a lot of surprise and delight. We're constantly looking for ways to create unexpected moments of joy inside our business. So sometimes this means swag and gifts. Sometimes this means shout outs. Something that I'm trying to do a better job of is like celebrating the success and the milestones of my students on my social media and give more highlights to them. I don't do a very good job of that. I'm working on that. Unexpected messages and opportunities for coaching. And that means from some of our students, maybe that have like kind of gone away. And I'm like, where are you at? Or it could be from students who are excelling. And I notice I'm working hard in a specific area. You're going to, like in my program, if you're a BDC and you're listening, surprise, these things are coming. But when you exceed expectations, I believe people remember that and they talk about it and it inspires them to do better. And they're almost like they have some FOMO like, I don't want to miss out. And we're trying to create more pockets of community building. We already do a reward system. So if you're watching this on YouTube, we create a reward system. And the way they achieve different levels is by outcomes they accomplish, not the number of clients or revenue, but I'm like dangling the carrot of taking action. So level 1, once you complete it, you get like this nice Stanley, my BDC Stanley, and then they get to achieve, like they get to earn other milestones. So it's really fun because we gamify the process. And this drives ultimately more clients, more revenue, more engagement, higher retention, all of those things. But for me, I want to double down on this because I think now more than ever is people care about being seen and heard. We've always known that. But now I want them to know that this is like the most excellent and premium place to get that kind of love and support. And for me, this is a long-term strategy. It takes time to build robust proof. And I know that it will never go wrong because this is like, if you think about it, this is the thing that is algorithm proof. This is the thing that has withstood the test of time. We're just posting and sharing these things in different ways. But when you build robust proof, the ROI is massive, right? It's lower costs to acquire new customers, higher conversion rates, better retention, more referrals. You can like price your stuff as a premium price. And for me, all of these things are just so critical. And so I share everything we're doing as an inspiration for you because I want you to just ask yourself, how could I take just one nugget from today's episode and pull that into my experience? From the way I greet them in my one-to-one coaching package to maybe snagging testimonials as part of the process, sharing them in places that you can share them. Or maybe you're like, man, I'm lacking in that. I just need to do a better job getting consistent, tangible results. Then absolutely the Framework Builder Lab would be a great place to start as well. So if you're looking at your business right now and realizing you don't have all that proof, your client or your client experience could be better. Just this is your sign to get support. This is what we do inside the Best Damn Coach. And I believe you can't create an incredible client experience if you don't know how to get your client incredible results. And that's the foundation. And also you have to get clients, right? So that's why in the BDC, we're constantly merging those two places, the business skill and the coaching skill, because you need both in order to be a profitable coach. So for me, the key to your growth in 2026 and growing your revenue isn't just hunting for new leads. It's not a better funnel or better social content. Those things are important. I don't want to dismiss them. But for me, the key to your revenue growth is robust proof that you are, in fact, the coach you are proving to be, and that you can create exceptional experiences that really love on your client and bring lots of joy in their process and the surprise and delight. And so I hope this episode speaks to you. I know you're brilliant. You're a heart-centered coach. You wouldn't be listening to this show if that wasn't you. And I would love to help you create that. Again, my calendar is always open. You can hop on my calendar, amanda-walker.com/let's chat, LETSCHAT. Or you can go to my website, go take a look at this podcast episode in the show notes. You can link there. Or you can just email me at support@amanda-walker.com and say, Amanda, I'd love to talk. I heard this episode. It really hit me. And if this episode is resonating with you and you feel like you have a community of coaches that needs to hear it, or a fellow coach friend or colleague, then I would love for you to just go hit the little dots typically that say share. You can copy the link, drop it in a text message, share it at your stories, or even just shoot me a message and just say it really landed with you. So again, excited to start 2026, and together we're going to do better. We're going to continue to up-level the results and the experience we provide our clients, because I believe you deserve it.